Hey everybody, welcome to Thursday, January 16th of 2014. Thanks for about a 4-hour radio show. And quite frankly, some radio shows are easier than others. Today was kind of difficult. Started out last night, as you well know, the shooting in Elkhart, Indiana, just down the toll road from us. Two women dead, and the gunman also dead. Sean Bear is who they're identifying at. He's a Elkhart guy. And what they're saying is he went into the Martin's supermarket and evidently shot a one woman in her 40s or so, and she was just shopping there, and then walked down the aisle and killed another woman in her 20s, or early 20s, late teens, and evidently she worked there. And then he got into a gunfight with the Elkhart police, and he was killed. And so that's how they're putting that together. Kind of shocked a lot of people. Also, another gun incident, and that happened on the Klein Avenue in the Borman Expressway. Valparaiso guy in his 40s driving home yesterday from work. He gets in, cuts another guy off. They're both in Dodge pickups, and cuts him off. Well, then the suspect follows him onto the Borman. They cat and mouse and yells at him and everything. Next thing you know, the suspect shoots, and it goes through the back window of the Valparaiso guy, hits him in the back, goes through his back, out his shoulder. He pulls over, pulls off his shirt, realizes what's happened, and finds the bullet. So just kind of a miracle that he was able to survive. That prompted quite a few discussions of road rage, and Maria had this to say.
I think he has road rage. I'm like, just take it slow, you know? Yesterday, no, he just goes slower, and then sometimes he goes in front of them, like he goes up in front of them and brakes, and it just drives me bananas because I'm like, you don't ever know what these crazies are going to do. Some of them have guns.
You know, atop all this, the Elkhart shooting and the road rage shooting, we had Dave Gladish, the board-certified attorney, came in, and we talked about the expansion of the Stand Your Ground law in Florida. Gladish explained it like this.
Florida is trying to fix a hole in its Stand Your Ground law. Basically, the expansion of the law is going to state that you are able to either brandish, point, and or fire a warning shot and have the same protections as a Stand Your Ground law as relates to shooting an individual.
And to heap more misery on all that was going on today, North Township trustee Frank Mervan III came in, and we talked about the recent fire in downtown Hammond that killed 3 young children. There are reports of the family living in relative squalor, no gas or electric. I'm unsure if they even had water. And we also talked about the township's role and what they can do to help people that are in that situation. A number of you called in on this. One guy called in and said the township actually had helped him and his family recently pay the NIPSCO bill, and that was after he had lost his job. So we talked a little bit about that. Frank also related a number of stories where landlords were helping and doing the right thing, and then some landlords were taking some shortcuts. So we discussed that. Another news happening around here in the Northwest Indiana region is Lakeshore Media is closing its nightly newscast. The public broadcasting company is saying that it was costing them almost $500,000 a year to do that. And that is so sad because they did a really good job. And if any of you folks are watching this, we're going to miss it in the evening. Their last newscast will be January 31st. And finally, school grades came out. And in Lake County, 3 school systems got an A for their school system, and that is Lake Central, Crown Point, and Munster. And then 2 regrettably got Fs, and that is East Chicago and Gary. Notably, Hammond went from an F to a D. Hey, it is what it is. It's local radio. Some days are easier to do the show than others. Today was not that easy to do. I appreciate several dozen of you calling in and giving your opinions of some of the sadder things that were going on. But hey, it's local radio. We deal with life as it comes. AM 1230 WJOB.